I'm going to be getting married. And that's just what I deserve for being such a beautiful woman.
Hmm? Is that so? You're getting married to Andy then? Congratulations.
That is right, but why do you know about him? Did I ever tell you the name of my boyfriend before?
I think that I've known about Andy a lot longer than you have at this point. But you don't have to worry about that. Just congrats on you both getting married. However, I wasn't really thinking that the two of you would ever make it this far together. But you have always wanted to get married to someone, so this is great for you.
What is up with that kind of attitude? Are you trying to talk down to me? Did you really think that I wouldn't be able to get a man to marry me, even though I have this wonderful body?
Huh? Why do you think I meant what I said as a slight towards you? I just wanted to say congrats for finding a man that would marry you, and that I'm happy to see things working out.
Well, you don't have the right to talk to me like that about my situation. Have you even seen the current job you're working? Would you ever think it's okay for an overnight cleaning lady to talk to anyone else the way you've been? You're the lowest of the low in the society, so I'm not going to let you talk crap.
About this again? What about being a cleaning lady means that I'm the lowest of the low? I've been putting a lot of effort into my job, and I take it very seriously. So don't call me anything like a lowlife, okay?
Well, someone like you shouldn't be having to do a job like that. But perhaps that's the reason why I'm the one getting married and not you.
As though you were chosen? Well, just as long as you're getting married for love.
But when I do get married to Andy, I'll become a housewife for him. Unlike a cleaning lady, I'll never have to work in other people's houses or offices to do their dirty work.
I don't have a problem with any of that, though. Layla, do you think you could stop talking down to me about the job I do? I'm starting to become a little bit upset by the way you talk about me. I'm sure that you can't see that yet, but...
Why do I have to care about how you feel when I talk to you? I'm not in the position where I have to give up my time thinking about how low lives feel. And you are the worst of the low lives.
You're going too far, Layla. And to put some things into perspective for you, do you know how you ended up meeting Andy in the first place?
What do you want to say to me? I was introduced to Andy by Mom, right? She told me that he's one of her friend's son.
Huh? Is that what she told you?
That is. So what does that mean to you? A low-life scum like you is not invited to my wedding? If a cleaning lady came to my special day, it would make the whole atmosphere go sour.
That attitude you have right there. Stop it! I'm getting to my limits with the way you're treating me now, Layla. If I were to stay away from your wedding like you've said, things wouldn't go so well for you. So I'm going. Now, I'll see you at your wedding. Mom, I can see that Layla is going to end up marrying Andrew now, right? Have you not told her yet that I'm the one that's known Andy and introduced him?
Well, that's the problem. It became harder and harder for me to tell her that. With that girl, if I mentioned that you were the one that introduced Andy, she'd freak out, right? She'd get all up in our faces again and would think that we're all playing with her.
Well, I can understand that she wouldn't take it lightly. I can definitely see her flipping out at the news that I was the one to bring him along. But it's crazy that she thinks we're being rude or mean to her when she's the one that's been that way to me my whole life.
And that's the reason I never said anything about her to you. But now that she's going to be getting married to him, she'll finally be able to move out of this house. I'm planning on getting out of here myself and into a new home.
Is that so?
I want to move away with Dad to a smaller farmhouse out in the countryside to spend our final years relaxing. And so we've both been waiting a long time for her to leave.
I can see that. Well, thankfully that time has come.
And once things have settled down after the move, we'd love for you to come out and see the place.
All right. But that's only if Layla can get married to that man. I'm starting to feel a bit bad, though, for Andy now that I've introduced him to a demon of sorts. But if he's really that into Layla, then that's great for him.
I think the two of them fit like puzzle pieces, so it's worked out. I think that Lila and him will be able to get along well, even after marriage, so I'm praying that things go smoothly for her and she doesn't throw it all away.
I'm in the same boat as you are. She told me she doesn't want me to come to her wedding. But I'm afraid something will happen if I don't show, so I'm gonna go still, okay?
And you should still go. She's still a little selfish brat, so you don't have to listen to what she says.
Thank goodness. Well, I'm looking forward to the wedding.
Did you not listen to me? Hurry up and get lost, you moneyless lowlife. I don't want you showing yourself to Andy when he should never know that you're part of my family.
Do you have no idea what you've just done? I think that what's happened is literally taking things way too far between us.
Well, it's your fault for coming to my wedding in the first place, right? I didn't even invite you here in the first place, yet you still showed up.
Well, Mom had received an invitation from Andy asking for the whole family to come to the wedding. I knew that you wanted me to stay away today, but choosing to be violent towards me was going too far overboard.
What about that was violent? I was just making sure that your eyes were opened.
Well, you came up to me and slapped me across the face before yelling at me to leave. Do you not see how messed up something like that really is?
You're getting on my nerves, Sydney. What I had to do with you was in defense of my wedding.
What? Do you know what it means to defend something? Are you sure you weren't just assaulting me a second ago?
Low-life scum are not a part of my family, so hurry up and leave already. You should have listened to me before I had to take action and defend my wedding.
Why do you think that I'm some lowlife that's worth assaulting?
Because you're an overnight cleaning lady.
Layla, look! What you're saying makes no sense right now.
What I'm saying does make sense. I'm not okay with my little sister being a cleaning lady when she had so much potential. I slapped you to try and wake you up, so now that you understand how I feel about you, get lost.
Then you have a great one.
I don't need to hear that from you.
I'm going to do as you wish and go right home. But allow me to say one last thing. The man that you've just married was introduced to you by me.
Really? Why are you starting to say such unrealistic things now?
I get it. You're not going to believe me. But you're the only one that doesn't seem to care.
What do you mean?
Mom just happened to never tell you about his relation to me. She wanted to keep you from getting upset with me for bringing Andy along, and so she never told you a thing about how he's your husband due to me. You were already upset with me due to my job as a cleaning lady, and she couldn't see you believing her without getting pissed. But the reason that I was able to bring him to you is because I became friends with him and his parents due to my job. But I already have a fiancé, so I decided that he should talk to you more if he was looking for someone.
You know him and his parents? What are you talking about? Do you really think I can take a joke like that seriously? Have you gone off the deep end now? I'm sorry that you're having to leave my wedding is so distressing, but it has to be done.
The only reason Mom never told you was for the sake of making sure you would stay with Andy. She was afraid of how angry you'd become and that you'd throw your relationship with Andy away because of me.
Are you really telling me the truth? Why has Andy vanished from me all of a sudden? What's going on here?
Maybe it's because his parents watched as you slapped me in the face earlier?
Huh? They saw all of that?
They saw the whole thing unfold! If it wasn't for you laughing so hard at me, they might have not came and looked. But after you slapped me and started to laugh some more, I went and met with them.
Wait, when you went to go see them, you didn't say anything unnecessary, right? And are you for real? About you and Andy already knowing one another?
Because I had known his parents and him for a while. They took good care of me. And it's because of them that I was able to find you a man to marry. But now you've gone and slapped me in front of both his parents.
But I never knew anything about you guys, so maybe this is just you trying to make up crap. Hold on, something's going on. Because you're not here, his parents seem pretty upset right now. And they just told Andy that I've done something wrong. Do you think you could come back here? I feel that if you don't come back right now, things will get pretty bad for me. Please hurry.
Even if you asked nicely, I'm not coming back now, huh?
Huh? Why not? Right now, things are starting to go downhill and I'm a bit panicked. I'm in a bit of pinch right now, so please come back here. Why, after a little slap to my sister, are they all starting to get worked up? Hurry up and get back here.
You asking me to come back now after telling me to get lost out of panic isn't going to work.
Why?
Because you just told me, Layla. You said you don't see me as family, right?
No, that's not what I meant by that.
And now that you've said and done things to someone as vital as me, you might end up getting divorced from him pretty soon. I'm sure that both Andy and his parents are regretting me introducing him to you. We had tried so hard to make things work out between you two. But I've already talked with Andy about this.
Huh? Why? Why are you talking with him before asking me for permission? You don't have to do things like that behind my back. What have you guys been talking about?
I told him that you no longer see me as your family, and so he no longer has to worry about you and I. I then ended our conversation by asking that he do what he thinks is best regarding you.
Huh? What do you mean by that? Do you think that he needs to do something about me being with him now?
Well, you talk down to me for being a cleaning lady, and even have gone as far as to regard me as nothing but a stranger now. I feel as though he should understand that and think twice about being married to you.
Please don't tell me you told him all about that, right?
Of course I told him.
Why did you do something like that to me?
That's right. I almost forgot to say this. I think you really don't know the importance of this.
What is it now? What importance is there that I'm unaware of?
Andy's parents are actually the ones that own the company in which I work for.
Huh?
You've been going on about how much you dislike those that work in the cleaning industry. And since you seem to hate people like me so much, it wouldn't make sense that you be married to the son of two people that own a company which is in the cleaning industry, right?
Hold on. Andy is the son of the company's CEO? I had a feeling that he had a lot of money, but I just assumed he was working for a good company, that's all. That would mean that I've landed the perfect husband, right?
Well, that's only if your marriage to him lasts, right?
I never knew about that. He never mentioned to me that his parents owned a company. I'm freaking out right now because there's so many things I never was told about. This is all way too different from the situation I was thinking about. What should I do now?
Asking me what you should do will get you nowhere. That all has nothing to do with me now. I think that your wedding will be canceled now, and you being married to Andy will crumble, right? You're going to go back to being a single and jobless loser, right?
What is with you calling me that? I'm your sister. And if all of that happens to me because of you, you get back here right now and do something about this. I've never heard of a little sister acting out like that towards her older sister.
Well, I don't think of you as my sister anymore.
Huh?
After what's happened, I'm thinking of just cutting ties with you now. I like to think that someone who's willing to slap their own sister is no family of mine. And so I'll do whatever I can to make sure I don't have to see you anymore. Now, goodbye forever.
Wait, what are you saying? If you are to cut ties with me right now, what will happen to my marriage to Andy? Stop trying to run away from your responsibility.
Well, to be honest, you being married to him was never going to work. He was going to become aware of you at some point in time, so aren't you happy that his eyes have been opened now? Ah, and another thing. Mom and Dad are going to be moving away. And they said they're no longer going to take care of you anymore. So, if you're thinking of going back to them, they won't be there. Don't forget about that, okay?
What's going on? Are you saying that Mom and Dad are going to throw me away as well? You getting in the way of my wedding is the worst thing ever.
I didn't get in the way of anything. You just messed up by slapping me in the face.
That was just a joke, or maybe it was just an accident.
No matter how you try and make excuses for what happened, it won't help you. Now, good luck with your marriage. But before you try for marriage, maybe find yourself a job? Right now, you're just a complete loser. Are you not embarrassed being 33 years old and still living with your parents under all their care? You like to call cleaners lowlifes, but when you think about it, someone who's unemployed and lives with their parents is the real lowlife. See you never, you lost cause! Never try talking to me again. In the end, Layla was left in despair after her wedding was canceled. She immediately ran away from everyone at the wedding and their short marriage was over. Andy's parents tried searching for her as they still wanted to talk to her about why she would do what she did, but after searching for her for hours, they gave up and let her be. Andy was left a small bit heartbroken, but was more relieved than anything else since he was able to see the true person that Layla really was. Layla tried running back to her parents' house, but would soon find that it was already too late for herself. Layla's parents were already out of their old house and moved to the countryside by then. And since she had no one to rely on anymore, she was forced into having to support herself. She tried to get Sydney to help her, but by that point, Sydney had already blocked all her ways of contacting her. Sydney had also gotten married to her fiancé as well, and moved to a new location. And so, Layla was left with nothing but herself, and had to start from scratch like most people had done in their early 20s. If only she had gone out and started fending for herself sooner. Something like this would never be happening to her.
Isabella, what the hell are you doing?
What's wrong, Mom? I'm outside.
Look at all these dishes. I just cleaned everything a while ago. I swear, the only thing you're good for is creating messes and eating everything in the house. You're so lazy and useless.
What? Mom, you had dinner last night with your friends. Don't you remember? Besides, I've been out for the past 2 days. I didn't even have food with you guys. How come you didn't notice?
I am sick of cleaning all the time. Maybe you should make a contribution to the household once in a while, instead of hiding in your room and playing games and making those doodles all day. Clean up this mess now.
Okay, no worries. It's just a couple of dishes. I'll be done in like 20 minutes.
I wish you had listened to me when you were younger. Look at you. Jobless, have no social life, no love life, and no plans for higher education. You appear to be a burden. If it weren't for me, you'd be on food stamps in a couple of years.
Mom, will you please relax? I do have a plan. I just don't need to go to college for it.
What is this plan? Flipping burgers? I don't know where you're planning to flip burgers because I barely see you leave the house.
I do leave the house. Like yesterday and the day before that. You just don't notice.
I mean, leave the house to work, not a random outing.
I do work. I work from home.
Here you are, naive and delusional, as always, with only your cat to keep you company.
What do you have against Whiskers?
Excuse me, I have nothing against your cat. Kids out there are achieving milestones, and you're in here in your sweatpants tending to cats. You should be more like Bianca. Have you heard? She's expecting.
She graduated? Really? That was quick. I better congratulate her.
Not only did she graduate college and get a boyfriend, but she's also about to have a baby, unlike you.
Life's not a race, Mom. I'm in no hurry. Success is different for everyone. Besides, I prefer the company of Whiskers.
Yeah. Get back to work and take care of some yard work after this. Don't you dare crawl into bed again. If you're going to stay here...
Hey, Isa. Please help me get my stuff from the car.
Sure. Looks like you're moving in with us. Are you?
Yes. Troy and I had a big fight, so I'm staying here for the remainder of my pregnancy.
I see. Sorry to hear that. What was the fight about?
He lost his job, and he's cranky all the time. But he needs to take care of me because I'm pregnant. So Mom said I should move in with you guys instead.
Do you really think it was a good idea to have a baby with a guy you just met?
Oh, shut up. What do you even know about love and relationships? Have you ever even had a boyfriend? I bet you never even have anyone.
Okay. I'm just saying. No need to get aggressive. I just think you might be too hasty.
You don't know, then be quiet. You don't know anything about life. You're my naive little sister who stays cooped up with a cat all day. You've never held a job or gotten a college education.
You're wrong. I do have a job. I don't think partying and graduating with a low GPA really counts much toward an education.
Oh, please, shut up. You crazy cat lady. You're aggravating me. These pregnancy hormones aren't doing me any favors.
All right, I'm sorry.
Good. Go and get me some juice. I'm exhausted. And if you could rub my feet.
I'll get you the juice. But don't get too used to me rubbing your feet all the time.
You have to take care of me. I'm pregnant. Mom said you have to.
You're not even showing yet.
But there are changes happening in my body, and I'm always exhausted.
I see. Pregnancy is indeed exhausting. So didn't you have work today?
Oh, I quit. I'm in no condition to work.
There's a thing called maternity leave. Don't you think you should have considered that? How are you going to take care of yourself and the baby without a job?
Mom said you guys will handle it.
Seriously? Has the pregnancy messed with your head or what?
You talk way too much, and it's really annoying to chat with you. Hurry up, it's hot out here.
Fine, I'm coming. Mom, have you seen Whiskers anywhere? I looked for her everywhere, and I couldn't find her.
Why are you asking me? I don't know. She must be hiding somewhere. Look around properly.
She always responds to the sound of a food can being opened. She's not in the house, I'm sure of it. Where could she go? What am I going to do? What if something happens to her?
She'll show up. Stop making a scene. It's just a cat.
She is an indoor cat. She can't survive out there. There are coyotes and cars and all kinds of other predators. How could she have wandered off?
Maybe let it go if you can't find her with a baby on the way. We're better off without a cat in the house. Animals are filthy. It could make your sister sick.
Mom, how could you say that? There's enough room for both in the house. I need to find her. I've had her since she was a kitten. There's no way she can survive without me.
You're overreacting. It's just a cat. If you lose it, you can get a new one.
No, I only want her. She must be very scared now. I need to find her.
Whatever. I don't see it anywhere. Find it yourself.
Oh, you found her.
Yeah. Thank goodness she hadn't wandered off far. I wonder how she got out.
Silly little guy. I guess we'll never know. Animals. They're so unpredictable. What can I say?
Cut it out. I know it was you.
What do you mean?
I looked into the neighborhood security camera footage, and I could not believe what I saw. It was you.
What are you saying? What did I do?
You were the one who opened the door and threw Whiskers out into the pouring rain last night. How could you do that?
No, I didn't do that. Stop going ape on me.
Want to see the footage with me? I know what I saw. How evil!
Fine, it was me. Are you happy? And so what? It's just a cat.
You heartless witch! What makes you think you could move in and throw my pet out? She could have died or gotten lost permanently.
So what? She came back safely, didn't she?
Only because she ran into the neighbor's house, and they were kind enough to let her in.
Her smell was making me sick, and she was annoying me. Her fur is all over the house, too. Disgusting.
What smell? I take good care of her hygiene. I believe she's cleaner than you.
You are choosing a stupid cat over me and your niece? In my own home?
It's her house as much as it's yours. She has been living here since she was a kitten. I told you, she can't survive on the streets. What you did was beyond cruel. And then you lied about it.
I don't want my baby to be in a house with animals in it.
Then get out! It annoys me that you thought you could just toss her into the streets, where she probably wouldn't have survived if I hadn't found her. You were the one who moved in here. She already lived here.
I'm trying to help you too. Maybe getting rid of the cat might do you some good. You're so preoccupied with that thing. Maybe it's time you gave it up.
Maybe it's time you gave up your baby.
You're such a troll. Next time, I'm taking it to the shelter. Or maybe I'll send it far away so you never find that cat again.
I'd like to see you try. I dare you. Why don't you give yourself to a shelter, a homeless shelter?
How can you say that to your sister? I'll tell Mom about this. She will kick you and that dumb cat out.
Do it. I'm not scared.
That's enough, Isabella. Stop harassing your sister. This is her house too. If you can't deal with that, then maybe it's time for you to move out.
Are you for real? Even after what she did, even after all that I do for you both, you guys still want to kick me out?
Get off your high horse. What do you do for us?
Wow. Are you seriously implying I don't do anything for you?
You're having delusions of grandeur and being so selfish. Why don't you think about your sister more than your cat?
That's it. I have had enough. I'm moving out.
Well, hallelujah. Where are you moving to? The homeless shelter?
Well, if you must know, I just bought an apartment in New York. I get a lot of projects from there. I figured it was about time I moved.
New York? You are moving to New York? I can't believe it. So when are you going?
The movers will be here in a few days. I have packed up all my things. I'm meeting all my friends and family around here. And then in 2 days, Whiskers and I will be off.
You can't move. Who's going to help take care of Bianca and the baby?
Mom, you took sides and you told me to leave.
Well, I can't have you harassing your pregnant sister.
You seriously can't expect me to take care of Bianca after what she did to Whiskers. And she should take care of her own baby. She's the one who got pregnant.
Isa, how could you be so selfish? You're about to become an aunt. Where is your responsibility? How can you leave Bianca like this in her condition?
She's a pregnant mom, not crippled. She's using her pregnancy as an excuse to be as lazy as possible and manipulate others to get her way. And I am done putting up with her.
You can't say it like that. She's a tiny human growing inside of her. You have no idea how hard it is.
For God's sake, she quit her job to move in with us so we could, or I have to say, I would wait on her hand and foot. And you've turned me into her servant.
So what if you took care of her for a little bit? She's your sister, not a stranger. It's the least you can do.
I can't be at peace in this house as long as Bianca's here. I have to lock Whiskers up in my bedroom all the time because I'm always afraid Bianca will do something harmful to her.
Just put up with it until the baby comes. Not a big deal.
What? No, Mom. I won't. Things are only going to get worse when the baby comes. Bianca is so irritating. Even her baby daddy won't take her in with him. I am not Bianca's maid, and neither am I your maid.
It's because of that stupid cat, isn't it? You're choosing the cat over your own sister? I always knew you were crazy, but to be so utterly selfish.
What she did was beyond cruel. She hasn't apologized even once. Whiskers could have died. She's strictly an indoor cat.
You know what? Just leave. Get lost. We don't need you. You don't even have a real job. I'd love to see how you survive without us. You have always been extremely jealous of your sister.
Of what? I assure you, there's nothing that she has that I could possibly be jealous of.
She has it all. A college degree, a man, and a baby on the way. You wish you could be her.
No, I don't wish I was useless, lazy, and dumb like Bianca. Goodbye.
Isa, we're behind on our rent. Why don't you pay with the money Troy sends you? Are you stealing from your sister? Don't tell me that not only are you selfish, but you steal as well.
What? Who?
Bianca's boyfriend. You idiot. Quit playing games. This is serious.
Oh, okay, so that is Troy. I've never even met him, let alone received money from him.
But this is absurd. He was paying our rent this whole time.
Seriously? You think Bianca's deadbeat summer fling was paying your rent?
Yeah, to support Bianca while she was pregnant with his kid.
Mom, are you for real? Why don't you ask Bianca directly?
I did. She's taking a nap right now, and I don't want to disturb her. But she said you'd take care of the rent. If you're withholding Bianca's money, then pay it back right away.
Mom, what she means is that I was paying your rent.
What? That means you were taking care of Bianca's expenses and the cost of all those other things?
Duh, of course I was. What, you thought elves were taking care of these expenses before Bianca moved in? It seems she gets her common sense from you.
Oh my god! Bianca is out of control with her expenses. She has no job and asks for so many things. Come home right now.
Oh my god. You wish.
Come home right now and pay these bills, you cunning brat.
Tell Bianca and Troy to take care of it. Whiskers and I don't live there anymore. We can't and we will not uproot our lives for you anymore.
Since when can you afford to live on your own? You didn't even have a job or a degree when you were under my roof.
I was working as a digital illustrator from home. You remember that billboard for the cosmetic company?
Yeah, the one everyone in town was admiring.
I designed that along with a bunch of other things for the same marketing campaign.
No way. That is a load of baloney. You can't possibly be doing work like that from home in your pajamas. I refuse to believe it.
You always thought I was drawing doodles. I do projects like that, and I make a pretty penny from every single one. Money that I use to help run your house with.
Well, don't be selfish. Send some money to us.
Oh, no way! That ungrateful brat is not getting anything from me after what she did to Whiskers.
Then what am I supposed to do? You can't leave me like this.
You caused this. You let Bianca get away with this. You told her to move in and didn't give her a dose of reality when she left her stable job and got pregnant by some random guy. So now you have to deal with it.
I will not let you insult us like this. Random guy? He's the father of your niece. How dare you?
Well then, where is he? Has he visited Bianca once since she moved in with you? Did you ever get to meet him?
Bianca says she can't contact Troy. Maybe that jerk intended to leave her. It's so sad that she has to go through her pregnancy all on her own. My poor child.
You know what? She's really good at making up stories.
What are you getting at?
The truth is, there ain't no boyfriend named Troy. That pregnancy, well, it's as fake as a $3 bill. Bianca lost her job, and rather than hunting for a new one, she cooked up this pregnancy story to take advantage of us.
That's impossible. You can't be serious.
I'm dead serious. A buddy of mine who works in the same company as Bianca spilled the beans.
So you mean she was deceiving me all this time? That can't be. I'm sure she has her reasons for doing that. Life must be incredibly stressful, which caused her to act that way.
Oh, come on. She partied all through college. She left her job and dumped herself on us. And you kept encouraging her every time she showed irresponsibility and poor judgment. As per usual, no matter what Bianca does, she can do no wrong.
You are so selfish and so jealous of your sister. I can't believe you're burning bridges with us over a stupid cat. You're going to die alone and miserable. You have no friends, no partner. Bianca and I are all you ever had.
As a matter of fact, Mom, I do have friends. Friends that treat me better than you or Bianca ever did. I'm definitely not going to help you no matter what you do or say.
But how am I going to handle her all by myself without you? You must send me money at least. My job won't cover it. Bianca doesn't do any chores. I can't run the house, do the chores, and take care of Bianca too.
Well, that's for you to figure out. It's almost like Bianca isn't having a baby. She is the baby.
I'm in a crisis here.
Well, you should have thought about that before you let Bianca into your house and kicked me out. I refuse to respond to Mom's calls. After that, Mom can't stand Bianca's laziness, so she forced her to get a job and do the house chores. Bianca struggled to find jobs and do housework. It was extra hard on her as she'd never been held accountable for her actions before. Both Mom and Bianca got a good taste of their own medicine, and it was not easy for them to tolerate each other. They fought all the time. Money stayed tight as I wasn't there to take care of the majority of the bills. Mom and Bianca realized how much of my contributions they took for granted. Mom chewed Bianca's ear off, berating her for all her bad decisions. As for me, I reached new heights in my career. Soon, I met a lovely man, and together we adopted many other cats to keep Whiskers company.